can't be quiet unless you want nothing more. When you want nothing for yourself, you are in the divine. The most important thing is to want nothing more than you need. If there is a self there that wants something better for itself, you will get nothing. Don't even keep your mind on the outside. He makes everything. When you want nothing, you will receive everything as a gift, and it will remain. You are nowhere. When you want something for yourself, you will suffer because you want it with a self, and God opposes the individual will because you are an ordinary being. And if you do everything for yourself, you do nothing for others, which is you. So, it would be best if you didn't do anything for yourself, nor should you think of yourself, but only of the good of others. You are their sound, not your interest. When you want something for me, you will suffer. If you don't let yourself, you can't be happy. If they are not, you can't be satisfied. If you don't do everything for them, you can't be healthy or have a long life. When you sacrifice for them and leave yourself, God comes into space, and His presence makes your life happy. Wanting nothing for yourself gives you everything. The goal is the soul's happiness and the ego's unhappiness tied to the body. If the woman cannot love the man, she does not love God. Loving God, she loves her man. As much as the woman loves the man, she loves God. It is never as we want it, but only as He wants it. Only the servant and the one who is like a rag, the servant, an enslaved person, can get to heaven. You enjoy the joys of this world, but they have taken away your life. When you want to be correct, you are never right. Only the devil fights for his truth and righteousness, the soul does not defend and fight. Evil comes from the Lord too. If you accept the good that I give you, why not take the sin that I give you, says God in the book of Job. When you leave the world alone, the Lord of the planets will grant you every wish. When you attack a person and condemn people, you are already a devil. Faith has only the one who loves the sinful God, as he always is. Only when you are stunted, the veil is lifted, and you can see the Lord, face to face, everywhere. But if He is everything, can you still hate Him? You can say, well, so what? The Lord knows best. Everything is perfect in every moment. Through you and others, only He manifests Himself. You have no one to be angry with or to blame for anything. Only Him, but can you? Humans all work only at the command from above. No one does anything on his own. We have no men before us, only Him. The greatest joy is never to want more than you have. To choose what you don't like is to choose God. The light is the devil, and the heavy is God. When it's more, it's not about us. Warning, dividing into right and wrong, sin, and right not right kills you. Servanthood and submission to your neighbor, doing his will and never your own, letting yourself be used, always giving him justice, and agreeing with everyone lowers the ego and immediately brings the Lord into us. After that, He begins to desire for us, whatever is best for Himself. When we say something is not good, it is not true what we say because we accuse the Creator that He does not do good things, and that cannot be when everything is perfect every moment. What you think, that's what you create. No one can make mistakes in God's ideal world. Only the devil sees the guilty everywhere. But there's such a great sun of love behind it all. We only fight with the sun of love. When you attack God out of people, you become a devil and make a program of self-destruction. To see no evil and no guilt in the world is the greatest happiness possible on earth and freedom from the division into good and evil, which introduces devilishness. He who attacks the God in man has no faith and cannot love. You always see only what you believe and are. We don't understand because we have a veil over our faces. If he fights back, what he says is not valid. Truth does not defend itself. If you protect yourself, it is not true what you think, and what you defend is a lie simply because you feel you must protect it. Truth does not need to be protected and supported. Things have no cause outside, you cannot put their cause in this world. The reason is beyond the thought world. Any explanation that blocks judgment and hatred is proper. How do I know that this will fall apart? Because it reacts. The soul knows. If everything comes from us, depending on our level of absolutization and our group of attachment to matter, how can it not be right? The soul is the desire to lose, not to win. Femininity is submission, humility, and vulnerability, obedience. The woman who reacts, imposes, and wants freedom, does not love. If love and appreciation for the man is not, it is not love. God sees all and acts in every moment, in real time. You have no one to defend yourself against and no one to fight. He alone is in all, surrounding you. Any division into good and evil is hated on the Lord, not love. You can reject nothing, in all this, only He is. From Him are all things. If you absolutize anything, the Lord will come to you through men and destroy absolutism. And how do you resolve the situation? You don't divide, you accept God wrong, as He usually is. He doesn't allow us to reject and absolutize anything. Absolutizing is demonizing. What comes from the front shows how much you act like a divine being. When we attack life and its creator. When we criticize man, we criticize him. If you don't love the sinful God, you don't love God. Displeasure shows that you are not acting like a divine being. It is not the times that matter, but that you behave like a being of heaven, who knows only how to love, and then the world will take the form of your inner self. When you leave life alone, everything will work flawlessly without you. She no longer loves him when she sets conditions and wants to eliminate him. You enter unlove and become the devil when you say something is wrong. We're wrong to dream dreams about the world. Don't force anything, let it go. Spiritual death is the absence of God. The lack of Him, of love in our lives, is sin. If we see no more evil anywhere, no more evil can happen, and no more evil can come to us. And how should a man behave? Let him flow with life and resist nothing. As soon as unpleasantness comes, you accept it and say, this is how it must be. What do you think? That man is a drunkard. And there is God in him. And it never has to be what you want, and people don't have to do what you want. You can't force the man to do what you want. Instead, you are forced to do only what they want. Only when you give up yourself for good will you find God. He is love, that is, absolute obedience. If you submit yourself to men, you enter the divine immediately. The mind blackens people. But their soul is beautiful to all.